what was the original story?
You were talking about Jelly Roll, the amphitheater, and that's how you got about the drugs.
Yeah, so
Thank God you're here.
Yeah,
I had
right?
no idea.
I was going to get you back there.
Well, no, here's the thing. Well, I'm and I mean this. I get you saying he is everywhere, but dude, rightfully so. The guy is one of the most beautiful souls.
I'm not mad at him. I'm happy for his success.
You'll meet him and you'll be like, oh my God, this is salt of the earth. Like, he deserves everything he's about to get.
Good for him.
And dude, he really is. And he changed my life. And
how do you two hook up?
So Skankfest. All right. So our friend Bobby Kelly's co-host, Big J Okerson of the Bonfire. They are they got this huge festival in Vegas, and this is 2022. Yeah. So I do the goddamn Comedy Jam, which is a show where I go. A show where I tried to talk about my podcast. I was like, wrong thing. It's a show where comedians do stand up and then they sing a cover song.
Yeah,
it's a party though. It's not. It's basically, and I want to say this to all your listeners. It's basically what I do on stage now. Now my whole show is what I do at Jelly Roll. I have a band. I have a guitarist. Even my
stand-up. Did you do this at JFL?
I did not.
I was there for that.
I wasn't. No, we did it. We have done it at JFL.
Okay.
I thought you meant when I did it.
No, but I was at JFL once, and it was happening.
Well,
so.
were you with Bobby? Did
I was
it
with
before.
Bobby.
Bobby did. He was back when he was on that rock and roll show.
Yeah,
he was on,
Sex, Drugs, and
yeah,
Rock and Roll,
and he had he put on a wig and he played drums to AC/DC. This is like 2015, maybe 2014, 2015. The moral of all this is like the jam is my bread and butter, and what I'm so glad is that because from when I started doing it changed my life. Because it's putting together my two favorite things, which I'm very good at. I'm very good at being a rock star, and I'm marginally funny. So if you just mush those together, man, and it's a rad show. And now I do that all the time. So to anybody that comes out at Side Splitters this weekend to get that promo out, dude, you are going to have a good time.
So I saw they were looking for a guitar player. Who did you end up getting?
So like some rando. Some rando friend who he's a guy. He's from my hometown.
Oh.
And he's just a cool dude that they hired, and he's in bands out here. And because my guitar, so when
what's his name? We might know him.
Mike something. I don't know him like that, but he just, dude, the guy stepped in, and what I do is we come out. I start with a song, and we bring it down. I do some jokes. We go back to the music, and it's just this like ever flowing rock show that I'm really I love doing it, and it's basically what I do at the Jam. Now I'm doing it in perpetuity for stand-up, and that's really what I want to be doing.
One of the things I was so hoping you would get here, like you would cross over, was one of your bits about talking about Journey Separate Ways video.
Journey Legs, yeah.
The kid from Journey, Neil Sean's son was here.
Are you really?
Yeah, they were playing with them on Saturday night, and they came and they performed, and I was hoping you guys would cross over.
Oh, my God, I would love that.
Yeah.
I just saw them at Citi Field.
Really?
I went to see them and Def Leppard and Steve Miller Band, dude.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Oh, my God. Like, Def Leppard is just incredible, but Journey, I mean... Like that little Filipino kid. I mean, good God! For someone who has I've had to have vocal cord surgery twice. I just had it in March, and it's and what I have to do to keep my voice like strong, get 10 hours of sleep, drink 2 gallons of water. I mean, this guy, it's insane. How
I heard Bobby saying to you, what if you had vocal cord surgery and you came back and you had like a real voice, like a normal voice, like you're like, hey guys, how you doing?
I mean, this is actually better than it was. It was like really like
you could do voiceover stuff.
I do. I've done a lot of cartoons. Like I worked on Burr's cartoon, F is for Family. I've done a bunch of commercials. I was the voice of Tostitos for a minute, and just it's like you get what you can, and I think it's a very specific voice. And there's a lot of guys that sound like me.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of times I've gone in for like vocal auditions, and I'm talking to people. They're like, and I see it in the waiting room. Like, oh, like I've got this, or I did the audition, and they're so happy. And then some other guy walks in, they're like, and he's just knows everybody. Like, how you doing, Tina? Hey, Frank, getting honey on your stinger? And and he's just high-fiving. I'm like, oh, that guy's getting it, because it's all that business is all based around
who knows who.
Who knows who? It's
who strokes who the right way.
Always. Yeah. But like, look, I'm happy for anything I've ever gotten, and there's more stuff coming. And I think there's always like that whole there's enough for all of us. And it's just finding the right audition and the right commercial or right cartoon, whatever.
So when you have the songs on stage? Like, what do? You make up songs as you go out there?
For my stand up, like for the guy is like I come out like it's a concert. And when that was the whole thing, is like with Jelly, what I did was, I went up in between every act and I would basically amp them up. So we would come out the first set. I would do 3 sets. I would do a 20-minute set, a 15-minute set, and a 15-minute set. So I do it like I go up at like let's say the doors open at 5:30. I would go up at like 6:30, and I'd come out and we do "Zombie" by the Cranberries. And here's what's funny is that I am a full blown, like, I treat it like I'm playing an arena, but I don't learn the words to the song, so I just know the chorus. So I'm just like I know enough, but I'm making them up or I'm changing them to whatever's going on, and I do like a verse, chorus, get everybody singing, verse, chorus, and then I bring it down, and then I just will like do like musical crowd work with this guy, and then I'll cut the music off and I'll do a joke, and then I'll count. The band's always just waiting there, like ready to be counted back in. And at any moment, I might be like 2, 3, 4, and then we're playing the song again. And then I'll do like 30 seconds of music, and then I'll drop it down and I'll do a joke.
You need cocaine.
Yeah.
You need it. I need it. Just
I think he is cocaine.
I have limitless energy.
Yeah.
I eat so much, so I'm just
so do I, but it stays with me. I don't burn it off.
You're sitting here, I'm burning it off, babe.
Yeah.
I've been like this my whole life, and they thought I was hyperactive ADHD, but I just have this energy.
Yeah, good for you.
And so it's like, dude, when I was in elementary school, they gave me all the drugs to calm me down. They gave me Ritalin and Adderall, but it didn't calm me down. It just jacked me up. Yeah. So I was this like third grader, like, let's do some arithmetic, like just running around, and now it's like it just focuses everything now. And when I'm like, okay, so I can be calm the whole day, but when I get on stage, that's
where you unleash.
I'm just having so much fun now. And now that I'm doing really, Mike, what I was born to do, like this is it, man. Like I was always like even when I got New Faces back then, and I was doing stand up, it was like I incorporated music, but it wasn't, truth be told, it wasn't until like I moved to New York in 2021 where I really it was like I just started like pushing towards what I do at the Jam.
Yeah.
And it changed, because here's the thing, and to bring it back again to the whole Jelly thing, and how I know is that you asked me how I got involved with Jelly. So we're doing Skankfest,
right?
And we're staying off Fremont Street, and we're going to our gig to do sound check. And Jelly is playing Fremont Street outdoor free show, 25,000 people, bro. Wow. Like I'm talking.
Yeah, he pulls the crowd.
But this is before. Dude, this is crazy. Like I mean, when I'll get to it, but he went from like who's Jelly Roll to I think I heard of him to you're opening for Jelly Roll. Oh my God! Within the span of 3 months.
Yeah.
And so we have to walk through his crowd to get to our sound check, and we get to sound check, and suddenly these 2 people come up, and they're like, "Hey, we're with Jelly Roll," and I'm like, okay. And they're like, he loves comedy. He wants to do a song on your show. And I go, all right, cool. That'd be rad. I just saw him. He's out there. He's got a big crowd. What covers does he do? And they're like, he actually wants to do one of his own songs. And I go, yeah, I don't know his music. And they're like, well, how about we take your band's instruments and we do a song? And I go, that's not happening. And they're like, why? I'm like, well, it's my show.
Yeah.
I'm not just going to stop my show.
Over your stuff.
Yeah. It's like, I got my band here. Why would I stop my show and just have some rando guy? They're like, but it's Jelly Roll. And I go, I don't care. I don't know him. Like, I don't know.
You're having the reaction that I had. Like, you automatically want to reject him because he's. Yeah, I get.
They're like steamrolling me a little bit, but also it's like, and I know it's not being rude. They're like shocked that I don't know who he is or his music, and I'm like, listen, I don't know who he is. I don't know his music. If he wants to play ball and do a cover, we can make this happen, and it'll be rad, man. It'll be really awesome. But if not, I can't just give my show over. I was like, trust me. Let him come up. Let him do a couple covers with us. It will rule. Right. And they walk away befuddled, if that's a word, I think.
Yeah,
befuddled.
Yeah. Well used.
Well used. Thank goodness. God,
I'm here for you.
Thank you. I've been using gregarious wrong for years, just so everybody knows. So we start the show. And
what did you think, gregarious, man?
I was just like, that's how Greg would do it.
It's very
like a Greg. I was like, that's just like how Greg would do it.
So Jelly Roll.
So I'm on stage, and there's a comic up, and comic brings Jelly Roll up, and he adds to the cover, and he does. I think it was like they were doing Sabotage by the Beastie Boys, and Jelly's like partying, he's having the best time, and then we do another song, and Jelly Roll stays up there, and he's laughing, he's partying,
Loving
he's drinking, and then Shane Gillis goes up, and Jelly comes up with him, and he joins the song with us. Jelly's up there the whole night. He's having the best time ever, and after the show, he comes up to me and he gives me this big hug, and he says, he goes, dude, I've never seen anybody do comedy and music the way that you do it. And he goes, and I got to be honest with you. I'm like, what's that? And he's like, when they told me, my two friends, that you didn't want me doing my own songs,
right.
On the walk over here, he goes, I was talking mad smack about you. I was like, who is this guy that doesn't want me doing one of my own songs? I just sold out Fremont Street, biggest audience I've ever seen. And then he goes, but then I walked in and saw you do your opening.
What you're doing, yeah.
And truth be told, I was opening with Du Hast by Rammstein, but I don't know the words to it. And it's in German.
Yeah.
So I've got like 1,200 people all like making up gibberish, like ich pach tach nach bech scheiße, and everybody's doing it. And he goes, and I saw that, and he goes, he's like, I looked at you, I go, this dude doesn't need my help. He's got it. And then he goes, I'm doing my first big tour this summer coming up. He goes, I want you to be a part of it.
Oh, that's great.
And I was like, no way. And then he's like, but I'm the whole time, Mike, I'm like, he's just drunk. Yeah, he's drunk. He's talking out of his A. Like, he's not being serious. And then he starts talking money, and I'm like,
oh, really?
Okay, sure, dude, you're gonna pay me that much. And 6 months later, because I remember my agents asking to book me out, and I go, I think I'm opening for this Jelly Roll guy. And
what kind of money are we talking?
It was good.
Good money.
It was really cheap. Well, how about this? I'll tell you this: is that he calls me and he goes, listen, man. So I don't want you to just do like a half hour. I want you to be the host of the show. You'll go up at the beginning.
Yeah.
Bring up the first act, go up again. Bring up the second act, then go up again. Bring me up. You'll give tickets away in the middle, which was it was awesome. Dude.
Smart,
dude. Nobody was
doing that.
It was awesome. Well, I think like Bert had been doing it with Cypher or it was somebody. He'd have a girl come up and DJ.
Yeah.
I'm like. I was a bar mitzvah DJ for years. I just know it was the perfect gig.
Yeah.
And I still do it with him. I'm not doing it this tour, but I'm doing it the next tour. I'm doing it like
That's awesome.
We're going to do some like dates in 2025 together.
He's only blowing up. He's only getting bigger.
Well, it's crazy is that when, so that was October. And he, when he offered it to me, and I would tell people, like, who's Jelly Roll? And then in February, we did the announcement, and people were like, wait, is Jelly Roll he's that tattoo guy, right? And then we went on tour starting in July, and people would be like, you're going out with Jelly Roll, right?
That went quick.
So it went really and then by the time the tour was over, like, I can't believe you were out with Jelly Roll. Because now he's like on the New York Times. So the moral of the story is, he talks, he goes, all right, well, I'm making the offer, and he goes, just let you know, he's like, he's like, if there's any problems between our agents, just let me know. And he set a number per show, and I remember the agents submit their first offer to me, and it's so below that.
Oh, really?
And so I called Jelly, and I go, hey, man, I text him, I go, hey, man, thank you so much for the offer. I was like, I'm just letting you know we're countering. And he calls me, he goes, what did they offer you? And I tell him, and he goes, oh, man, that is low. And he goes, what do you need? I go, well, you said,
you wrote me in with
drunk and high,
right.
this number, and if you can hit that, then we can make this work. And he goes, done. And so he not only did he hit the number, but
$5,000 a show.
it's just, he hooked it up, dude. He really did hook it up.
That's great. Look, you got to love a guy like that. Nobody has a bad thing to say about the guy, and he's helping other people. You know what I mean? So that's the best.
But this is what's funny. I was the last day on the tour. And I mean, it's a 45 city tour, and we go out and
we get to see the country.
We did. I mean, you don't really. You know what I mean?
But you get to travel and you get to go do a different show in different parts of the country and you get paid for it. It's great.
It's a gift to like be gone for 80 days, and there's all the food that you can think of in the morning, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The hotels are covered. That you become brothers with the crew, and it really was this beautiful, beautiful thing. But like I said, it's like you wake up in the morning and you're like, where are we?
You don't really know.
Where are we?
Can I tell you real quick what he did here?
What?
He was opening for Morgan Wallen at the stadium, big tour.
Yeah.
And Morgan Wallen canceled day of. I don't know what the deal was, whatever. Jelly Roll popped over into a Dallas Bull, a local country club, and jumped up on stage, sold that place out in a second.
I saw that, yeah.
That was cool.
I mean, he is that. He's so, like, he looks at it where it's like, it's not people buying tickets, these are souls. Like, he really sees it when he's up there. He was
there. He was one of those people last year. He gets it.
He really does. And so for me, it's like we... every show to start the show, I'd have my little dude that like not my tour manager, but whatever you call it, like production manager, stage manager, and I'd be like, Paulie, where are we? And he'd be like, oh, you're in Shepherdstown, West Virginia, and I'd be like, what's up, Shepherdstown? And that because it was always that like check in.
Sure.
And before we did Tampa, we were in Jacksonville the night before. And at some arena. And so we do the first set, we do the second set, and then I don't ask him where we are. And I get up I grab the mic. I mean, it is packed, dude. We're talking 24,000 people at the amphitheater, and I go, Jacksonville! And then everybody looks at me. I'm like, oh, no. Everybody looks at me, and I go, was last night. Tonight is Tampa.
Way to recover.
Dude, it was so great.
Let me tell everybody, this is Josh Adam Meyers. He's going to be at Side Splitters tonight through the weekend. 960-1197 or sidesplitterscomedy.com. You can pick your tickets. This is what you get. High level. There's going to be music. There's going to be comedy. It's going to be a great weekend of shows. Our band is playing out on Saturday, because when I heard that you needed a guitar player, I was like, oh, we'll get Josh over there. We'll have our guy, but we're playing Saturday night. So
wait, where are you guys? I didn't know you were in a band.
Yeah.
You too?
Yeah, I play drums.
Is he?
No,
he looks like
he was in the Doobie Brothers back in the day.
Yeah, you look like you end every sentence with "my brother."
He nailed it.
You killed sharks.
Yeah. He will come and sing backup with us. Joe does, but we have 3 other guys in the band that don't work here. So, but yeah, we're playing at Ruth Eckerd Hall, which is a theater in Clearwater on Saturday, or else we would be jamming with you somewhere.
And if I didn't have a show, I would be there. What time's your gig over? Maybe I'll pop over afterwards.
I don't know. We go on at 7:30, but I assume the groupies will be waiting for us afterwards. So it may be a long night. You don't know how it goes. Yeah, dude, there's nothing more fun than comedy and music, and doing it together is even better.
Well, they say that every comedian wants to be a rock star. Every rock star wants to be a comedian.
That was the tagline of the jam. Is that it really was. You go see Billy Joel, and Billy's got jokes.
Right.
He's got
same jokes for the last 20 years.
Yeah, but hey, man, it's a set.
I love Bill. I'm going to see Billy in September. I love Bill, or wherever it is. But it's the same jokes I saw in Meadowlands 30 years ago.
Yeah, he really does. Yeah. But the thing is, he understands comedy. Mm-hmm. And I think when you John Mayer did stand up, and there's so many people that
it's all timing both.
It really is. It's like once you understand just the formulation of like that rhythm, it's really not that hard.
And there was a lot of comedians there. Johnny Carson was a drummer, Bill Cosby, drummer. Bill Burr plays drums.
The great Bobby Kelly.
Timing. Yeah, Bobby Kelly, yeah. Thank you, Joe. I just said timing like 10 minutes.
Bill Cosby played drums?
Yeah.
Don't you wish he just would have done more of that and less of the other stuff? Like
I kind of like that he did the other stuff. He didn't do it to me. Listen, I am glad that we finally connected and you made your way in here. Go see Josh Adam Meyers at Side Splitters this weekend. Are you doing Skankfest this year?
I am doing Skankfest. We're doing 3 nights of the jam. It's really going to be awesome.
That? That's September,
isn't it? It's the last weekend of September, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, yeah. And I do the jam. My show closes out every night. It's the biggest show there.
That's awesome.
Not like, I mean, there's like, you know, there's the podcast that people all want to get into.
No, but I mean, it's
the
a fun night jam.
It's, if you ever get a chance to see, I mean this to everybody, I'm not to be like a pitch, is that, you know, my show is so much fun. It's so much fun, so interactive. You know, I have my 80-pound Doberman, who's a service animal, just walking around.
Really?
That's the sweetest dog in the world. So everybody's petting her. You see, so not only you laughing, you're getting oxytocin from petting the dog. It's a show that you'll leave and you'll tell people about, and people will be like, I can't, they're not going to believe it. It's
that's
we
good,
sang
man.
all these songs that, you know, with words that I can't say on radio. But and then there was this dog and the guy and the this, and he's jumping on tables. Like, it's really
When you wake up Sunday and you go, did we see a guy with a Doberman singing Du Hast last night? You know you had a good night.
Dude, it really rules, man. I mean it. I love doing it, so I appreciate you guys having me on so I could promote it, dude.
Yeah,
It's
buddy, good to have you.
It's such a great club. Side Splitters is like,
is fun.
BT came to see me when I opened for Jelly. And, and dude, he is a fun dude. BT rules, dude.
Good. All right, well, good. Have a great weekend here.
Thank you, buddy.
Josh Adam Meyers at Side Splitters. We'll take a quick break and come back and wrap things up. It's the Mike Calta Show. It's 102.5 The Bone.